This is the visualization for examining loyalties. So either sit or lay down, close your eyes, and just begin focusing on the breath to steady the mind and to center you, to slow down, to release all of the external distractions and pull in. Draw all your energy inwards, focusing on the very center of the brain where we have that sixth chakra, the center of our intuition. And focus on that area with your eyes turning inwards towards the brain, letting yourself pull in and slow down. And in this space, allow to surface your current loyalties. What's the most important thing that you spend a lot of time on? And then notice as your mind begins to churn up different elements of your life. What might be the second priority or the third loyalty? What are those things in your life that hold a significance and importance? And then your mind will start to have a discordance. Oh, well, that's important, but I'm not spending a lot of time on it. Or, ooh, that's not really very important, but man, that's where all my energy goes. And I want you to think here as you're just in that inner space, perhaps you see all these things sort of surrounding you on the walls of that inner space, or just surrounding you and energetically seeing them scattered, holding the space around you. Allow this to be an evaluation, a peaceful, grounded, centered, rooted evaluation of those loyalties. How you're spending your time, your energy, your money. And look at those more external things. Perhaps you started there. If you went internal, great. You'll flip what we're doing then. So maybe you started off with work or with family or with your self-care, with your connection to God, with your spiritual practices, whatever that is that you spend your time on and you engage with the people in your life, the activities in your life. Just take a look at that first and see if you want to shuffle things around a bit. A tendency of the ego here is to want to cut off things. I've been having a lot of struggle with that person. I'm just going to cut them out of my life. Notice if that comes up at all for you. And then let your inner compassionate hand place that over your heart and say, it's okay. We don't need to cut that off. We can just back burner it. We can shift the focus elsewhere so that there's no energy wasted on pushing something away. Just bring something more into the foreground. Bring something front and center and shine your light on it. And there might be a lot of things vying for your attention, for that loyalty of yours. But just pick 3 things right now. 3 external things. And then let everything else be perhaps in the next bubble around those 3 things, in a dimmer light, a little bit further away from you. Not lost, not rejected, but just less of a focus, less energy feeding those things. And now with that clarity, I want you to let go of the external and flip to the internal. Flip into your mind. What does your mind give energy to? What thoughts do you allow to take up a lot of real estate in your head that are just not serving you, that are creating more thoughts of stress or fear? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs that are just false, that you continue to stir around in your mind as if they're real? Remember, these false thoughts or these mental patterns are not the enemy. They're not bad. There's just a time and a place for them to be helpful. And at one moment in your life, a long time ago probably, that thought was very helpful to make sense of something that happened, maybe in your childhood, maybe something really early on. So when it bubbles up, you're not trying to kill it, you're not trying to squash it or label it as bad or evil. Just refile it in the reference section of your mind to take out when you need to. And in doing that, you've cleared that desk of your mind now of those books or those references, those thoughts that don't need to be front and center. You can always go to them if you want. You can always judge, or you can always assess or question your capability. All of those good things help us grow if utilized in a constructive way. But now I want you to choose 3 thoughts, 3 beliefs, just 3, to receive that energy of being front and center. They might even be beliefs that you don't fully embrace yet. Maybe a mantra or an affirmation. Sometimes it's just a word of encouragement or acknowledgement from another that helps us to get back on track. So what is the word of acknowledgement or the phrase or the mantra you want to say to yourself to be loyal to that? Choose 3 things. 3 things. 3 thoughts. Maybe it's all unfolding beautifully, or everything's happening in the right time, or I believe in you. And feel in your heart the shift of energy. Feel in your heart the bubbling up of alignment between that higher mind and the lower mind, choosing a thought to support and to uplift, to be loyal to choose and be very selective about that loyalty and your thoughts in your energy, with your money, with your time. Every breath washes through those 3 external loyalties and the 3 internal loyalties. Feel the simplicity and let all else just be a little bit further away from you. Let it lose focus. It's still there, that's okay. But keep that light shining brightly with absolute clarity and simplicity. Begin to deepen your breath. And when you're ready, slowly open the eyes.